What's up, everybody? This is Armand Adibi from armandadibi.com. As you can see right now, I have my sling on right here. I tore my major pectoral muscle. I was on a high dose of antibiotics and corticosteroids, which weakens your tendons big time. And I had some serious sinus infections I had to clear up. So what that does, it makes your tendons really weak. I was playing with my daughter. I fell and I caught myself and it tore. So it's a long recovery, painful surgery. I put some video up, I think, on my Facebook or Instagram or something like that. Anyways, today I'm going to talk about how to get off opioids, with the least amount of pain and discomfort. Okay, so the hardest thing that anybody will have to do in their life, if they have to do it, which I pray to God they don't have to, is get off opioids. So what they do, most people get addicted through surgery. So when I had my surgeries in 2016, I had 4 surgeries back to back in a 3-month period, which was a horrible idea because what that did, my pain level was so high that I had to take these pain medicines. And so at that time, I knew people got addicted to pain medicine, and I was like, I hate this pain medicine. It makes me feel yucky. It makes my stomach hurt. It makes me just feel gross. And so I was like, I don't know how people can get addicted, because I didn't like the feeling of it. So this is how people get addicted to it. Their body, physically, mentally. I'm talking about anybody and everybody. There's not one person out there that wouldn't struggle if they were on a long term of opiates, painkillers, that would have trouble getting off. So what happens is you give your body opioids, and opioids are anything. It's hydrocodone, tramadol, oxycontin, oxycodone, Dilaudid, anything opiate-based, morphine, heroin. It all comes from the same plant. It all comes from the same place. The only difference is the synthetic ones they make, like hydrocodone, that stuff from the pharmacy, is they synthetically engineer it different ways. Okay, so what you do, you're taking this medicine. Each time you take it, it releases like a euphoric feeling. So in the brain, you have serotonin and dopamine. So it shoots that through the roof. Okay, so you have your natural dopamine and serotonin. So what that does, it like shuts it down, because it's like, I'm getting it from somewhere else. You're getting it from a synthetic source. So it's like, okay, hold up. I'm not going to produce anymore, because it's getting, so the longer you stay on this medication, your pain medicine, the harder it is to get off. So I was on mine for about two years, which was a really, really, really hard spot to get off. And I tried like a rapid detox, and I tried different stuff like that. And it's really hard on your body. I got sick from one of the procedures. I got pneumonia. I almost died. It was crazy. But I'm doing this video strictly because I want to help people, and there's not a lot of good information out there. And I'm not a doctor, but I know a lot about medicine and the body, and that's why I want to do this video, to help people to really understand, if you're going through something like this, there is a way to get out. And the problem is, and what's frustrating for people when they're in this, if you want to call it addiction, or addicted to these pain medicines, or your body's addicted, your mind's addicted, is that if you tell someone else, their answer is like, well, just get off, just stop taking it. And that just makes you want to scream at the top of your lungs, because if it was that easy, you would. Because let me tell you something, most of the people that's on this pain medicine, they don't want to be on it. Sorry, my sinuses are messed up today, like always, but they don't want to be on it, okay? So when you come off pain medicine and you go with your withdrawals, picture the flu times 100. I mean, it's coming out from both ends. You're crying, you're gagging, you're just so sick. I mean, it's the sickest you've ever been. And I've done some pretty hard things in my life, like, when I was competing at high level in bodybuilding, it's really tough and hard on your body, obstacles like that. But let me tell you something. If you talk to anybody that's come off long-term painkiller use, they'll say it was the hardest thing. That's why the success rate is so low when people come off, because they'll come off, they'll be, and then the after effects. So you have about 7 to 14 days where you feel completely terrible, like you have the flu. And after that, you have PAWS, which stands for post-acute withdrawal symptoms, and those linger forever. So that's like depression, sadness, because you got to remember, you were giving your brain was getting this synthetically over and over and over for the longest time. So it shut down. So it's going to take a while for your brain to rewire. And also, when you take these opioids, your natural opioids in your brain creates more receptors. So you have to feed more receptors. So the longer you take it, the more you need more opioids. So, and then what it does also, it stops working as good. So let's say you're in pain. Like, let's say my pain level is like a 5, okay? And I start taking pain medicine and it goes down to a 2. And I'm on my pain medicine for a while, and then I come off, and then my pain level is like a 10 because I came off everything. Okay, I'm not going to try to make this video way too long, so I'm going to get into the medicines, some of the stuff that really helps, and it's a combination. I've got it written down here because it's a lot of stuff, but it really, really works. It's a combination of different stuff to help you get through withdrawals, because if you just try to do it on your own, cold turkey, I mean, your mind goes such to a dark place because you're in so much pain, physically and mentally. And let me tell you something, it messes with you mentally too, because you have no serotonin or dopamine. So anything that would make you happy before, whether it be making money, sex, seeing your friends, winning a car, anything, going on an amazing vacation, you don't have the feel-good, natural feel-good hormones anymore. And so because your brain was rewired, so it's going to take a while. Okay, so I'm going to start one medicine. It's called Bentyl. It's 10 milligrams every 4 to 6 hours, and that's for abdominal pain and cramping. Okay, these medicines, most of these medicines, they give to you at like detox centers, rehab centers, and I've added a couple extra that helped also that I've really researched. And okay. So that was the first one. So the second one is Baclofen, and that's 10 milligrams 3 times a day for spastic movements. So you got to understand your central nervous system, after you get off these painkillers, is going crazy because while you're on it, it suppresses it the whole time. The third one is called Clonidine, and it's 0.1 milligrams, and that's for like cold flashes and the creepy crawlies, so you feel like bugs are crawling all over you all the time. You just like hot, cold flashes, you're sweating. So it's actually a blood pressure medicine. So if you explain to your doctor what you're trying to do, here's the problem. If you go tell your normal doctor, there might be 1 out of 50 doctors that know this stuff. That's what's sad. And that's what's frustrating for a lot of people that try to get off, is the doctors don't know how to tell them to do it. Only places they can go to are, rehabs, and, people can't stay long at rehabs. They can't go off for 2 weeks or a month. They have a job, they have kids, and no one really tells them how to do it right, okay? So Clonidine is a blood pressure medicine. They just actually came out with a new medicine. It's exactly kind of like the sister product, but it's actually labeled as for opiate addiction, for withdrawals, and it's like $1,700 without insurance, and then Clonidine's like $10 without insurance. So it's basically the same thing. So that Clonidine is going to help with your cold flashes and the creepy crawly feeling. The fourth one is Promethazine. Fourth and fifth is Promethazine and Zofran. These are both anti-nauseas. Some work better from the other ones. I noticed that Promethazine makes you more sleepy, so that's good if you're feeling like really crummy and you want to be just like kind of knocked out. So the Promethazine is 25 milligrams every 6 to 8 hours for vomiting and nausea. And the Zofran is 8 milligrams every 4 to 6 hours, also for vomiting. Okay? I think Promethazine works better for night because it kind of knocks you out. But during the day, if you want to take something for nausea and still be able to function, Zofran is going to be your go-to. Okay, your next one, so that's 3, 4, 5. So we're on number 6, is Gabapentin. Okay, Gabapentin is a medicine used for nerve pain, but it's been proven it works great for opiate withdrawals. And this is not something long-term you want to do. So this stuff I'm telling you to do, I'll tell you at the end how long you should be doing it. So Gabapentin, 300 milligrams for restless legs, cramping, 3 times a day. Okay. Your next one, Seroquel. That's 50 milligrams, 1 to 4 pills a night for sleep. So Seroquel is great for sleeping, okay? And it really helps you with your withdrawals. The next medicine is Requip. It's used for restless leg syndrome. They also use it for like Parkinson's disease. So when you're withdrawing a lot, you're kicking, you're yelling, your legs are like thrashing almost at night because you feel like they're so restless. It's horrible. It's the worst feeling ever. So those are all the medicines that a doctor can prescribe you, okay? And so what those do, and if you tell your doctor what you're trying to do in these medicines, none of these medicines are dangerous. They all are very, very safe medications. Here's a couple products that I believe help a lot in the process. So when you take opioids for a long period of time, what you do is you shut down your testosterone production. Okay, so people on opioids, they're getting their sex is their drug they're on, whatever it is, and when they get off or while they're on, they have no sex drive. It kills their testosterone levels, and that's the same for men and women. They both need testosterone. So one of my products I created, I have my own supplement country, is Dominate. Okay. So what that does is a testosterone booster. So it really boosts your testosterone up, and it's something really important. I'm going to try to keep this video under 15 minutes, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. The next one is one of the best products, and I think helps with about 40% of the withdrawals, and that's called Kratom. Some people pronounce it Kratom. There's been a lot of like stuff about it on the news. They're trying to like make it illegal because it's a natural herb from like Indonesia. And what it does, it hits your opiate receptors. So it's not an opioid itself, but it hits the same receptors. So the best one there is out there is called OPMS. And it's a little liquid shot. These are expensive. These are $20 a piece. And you're probably going to need, several a day. So whenever you're feeling sick, the withdrawals coming on, take one of those. That's just, if you've never taken pain meds before, if you take one of those, that's like taking a painkiller. You're going to feel it. You could just go on Google and Google that. Like I said, I might make more videos in the future, but these medicines I will put in the description. If you do it this way, you're going to, let's say your pain level is like 10 times 100 with these horrible withdrawals. You're going to come down and bring it down to possibly a 3 or 4. I'll be honest with you. Some people bring it down 100%. It just depends how long you were on. Most people that are on over a year to two is going to have a little more trouble than someone that's on just for 6 months. So guys out there, if you're having surgery, if you're having to go on pain medicine, the doctor's not going to tell you how addictive this is and how it can destroy some people's lives and how your body and mind gets addicted. You don't want to use these medicines anymore, these pain medicines, but your body and mind, if you don't have it, you're throwing up, you can't function, you're out of breath. I mean, you really don't know. The people know what I'm talking about right now that's been through it. The other people, they don't know if they've never been through it, and I pray that you never have to go through it, okay? So I'm going to post all these medications in my box and descriptions. And like I said, this video is to help you all out here. I know it's a struggle. I've been through it several times because of my surgeries, and you have to take pain medicine. You don't have to, but you pretty much have to if you have, the surgeries that I've had. So send me a comment below. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Like I said, this video is just for you guys. I really know how much of a struggle it is. And, it's a dark place you go into mentally, physically. So keep your heads up, keep praying, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.